Hello and welcome back to our grade 9 term 3 maths lesson. I am Mrs. Rhea, your grade 9 maths teacher. Okay, in term 2 we have looked at geometry. Now in term 3 we are going to look at algebra. Okay, what is algebra? Okay, algebra is a Arabic word which means reunion of broken parts. Okay, in fact is a branch in mathematics that uses a combination of constants, data numbers, and variables, which are letters. Okay, you have done a lot of algebra in grade 7 and 8, and you already know what algebra is. We are going to expand a little bit more on algebra in grade 9. Okay, in grade 9 there are three main aspects that we are going to look at. One, algebraic expressions. Okay, expressions. Two, algebraic terms. And three, equations. Okay. Equations is very interesting because that is the one that will make us to put those broken parts together. Okay, let's start with the expressions. What are the expressions? We'll start with the simplest one. Okay, one of the expressions that we are going to look at is 4x. Because we have x and y, we will use 4x first. 4 is the constant. And x is the variable. We also use y a lot in algebra, so let's have another example of an expression of 2y, where 2 is the constant and y is the variable. Okay, we can simplify these algebraic expressions, or we can put them together to make algebraic terms. How do we do that? If I combine 4x and 2y using an addition sign or a subtraction sign, I come up with algebraic terms. Let's look at the example of 4x plus 2y. 4x plus 2y is an algebraic term. We can simplify this by collecting like terms and subtracting like terms. Example, I have 4x minus 7x plus 2y. If I simplify this, 4x and 7x can be subtracted together because they have the same term. 4x minus 7x is minus 3x plus 2y. This one is already in its simplest form. I cannot add 3x and 2y because they are not like terms. Okay, let's look at another example of simplifying algebraic terms. Okay, 4x minus 7x plus 2y plus 3y minus 10x. Now, when I am simplifying algebraic terms, I'll have to put the like terms together. And if I bring it together, I must bring it with the sign in front of it. For instance, I have 4x minus 7x. There's a negative 10x, so I have minus 10x plus 2y plus 3y. 4x minus 7x is negative 3x minus 10x. That will give me negative 13x plus 2y plus 3y is 5y. So that's already in its simplest form. We have negative 13x plus 5y. Okay, now let us look at the equations. Okay, with the equations, what makes it an equation is the equal sign that separates the terms and the expressions. Let's start with one example, which is x plus 1 is equal to 5. Okay, in this one we have an expression here which is x, or a variable, which we do not know what the value of it is. Now we are going to solve this equation to find the value of that broken part, which is x. Okay, I have x plus 1 equals 5. I will use the balance method to solve this equation, and there is a plus sign. I will use the inverse operation of plus, which is subtraction. So I am going to subtract 1 on both sides of the equation. X plus 1 minus 1 is equals to 5 minus 1. Okay, if I subtract 1 on the left hand side, I must also subtract 1 on the right hand side. 1 minus 1 cancels out, that is equal to 0, and I am left with x on the left hand side. So x is equals to 4. Okay, x equals 4. Let's see if x equals 4 is the correct value for x. Okay, x plus 1 is equal to, x is 4, 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. So x equals 4 is correct because our equation is balanced. On the left hand side we have 5, and on the right hand side we also have 5. So our value of x is equals to 4. Let's look at another example. This time I have 2x plus 3 is equal to 7. Okay, 2x plus 3 equals 7. What is the first thing that I am going to do? I will get rid of the constant first. Always constant first. So it's plus 3. I am going to subtract 3 on both sides of the equation. So I have 2x plus 3 minus 3 is equals to 7 minus 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. I am left with 2x on the left hand side is equals to 7 minus 3 is 4. This 2x simply means 2 times x. Since it's multiplying by 2, I'm going to carry out the inverse operation on both sides. That is dividing both sides by 2. So I have 2x divided by 2 is equals to 4 divided by 2. 2 into 2 is 1. 1 times x is x. X is equal to 2. Okay, so from this I have found out that the value of x is 2. I can check this by substituting x equals 2 into the original equation. So I have 2x plus 3 will be equal to 2 times 2 plus 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 3 gives me 7. Okay, so 7 is 2x plus 3 has been substituted into the equation to get 7 on the left hand side. So we have 7 on the left hand side and 7 on the right hand side when we substitute 2 into the original equation. So the equation is balanced now. Therefore, our value of x is 2 is the correct answer. Okay, so we have put these ones together just like what we have stated earlier on, that algebra is reunion of broken parts. Okay, that brings us to the end of our lesson. In our next lesson, we will be looking at more equations, and it's going to be very interesting because we will also have fractions involved in the solving of equations. That brings us to the end of our lesson. Thank you.